Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, consultant audiologist and director of ClearWax. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the iClearscope endoscope. And this is of a patient who took matters into his own hands. I'll give you the backstory. So they experienced a blockage in their ears and they went to see someone local. So this patient did travel quite a distance after finding and hearing about me on YouTube. And the person that they saw managed to remove a bit of wax that was more lateral near the entrance, but they really struggled to get this deeper wax, and it looks a bit more like dead skin, if truth be told, because they have got quite a narrow bendy ear canal. I would say it's extremely bendy actually. It's slightly narrow, but it's quite, the second bend is quite pronounced. So they were told just to use some drops and come back a week later, but the patient didn't want to wait that long, so they decided to try and wash this wax out themselves using the shower head, and it just made things a whole lot worse. You'll see in this ear in particular, this is the worst of the left ear. It's really jet washed this wax. It's become all wet, or should I say dead skin. There's a bit of wax in there as well. And there's a lot that's embedded on the eardrum, which we're going to try and remove as much as possible. And subsequently, the ear canal, the skin is quite macerated, a bit deeper in the ear. There is going to be some remnants, some staining on the eardrum. So yeah, just a spoiler alert, I'm not going to get every little last bit out. And so they went online, did some research, came across my YouTube channel, and they booked in. So this is their left ear. The lateral wax, you may have seen, it was quite, it was somewhat bleached. So I suspect they used some hydrogen peroxide or carbamide peroxide based drops, which kills, hydrogen peroxide kills the chromopores, which are pigments like melanin, for example. And it makes, so these chromopores, they absorb light and give out colour. And in the absence of those, it's colourless. It doesn't appear that the drops penetrated to the deeper realms of the wax and skin. So that's the eardrum. It is more or less visible, but there is quite a lot of this mushy wax and skin that no doubt the shower head has caused. And we're going to try and mop as much as possible. I think I'm using the 17 gauge. So just going to the base now. It's that horrible consistency. It doesn't really want to come away. It's stuck. It's mushy on the drum. So I'm just kissing the surface. Whatever comes away, comes away. We're not going to overforce it because we can then cause trauma to the patient's eardrum, which we don't want. But it's the anterior recess. So in a moment, you'll see to the left-hand side. Now, it doesn't look a lot, but you'll be surprised how much actually came away from there. And to gain access, you can see the canal wall to the left. That's the anterior canal wall. Most of our ear canals, the anterior canal wall does grow inwards as we approach the eardrum, just like this patient. I would say this patient is a bit more pronounced. And then about 0.5 centimetre away from the eardrum, it veers back out again towards the left, and it creates a recess at the front part of the ear canal near the eardrum, which is aptly named the anterior recess. And to gain access there, not at the moment, but I'm going to curve the fine end tip. Now, it may not be fully visible, but it's just enough so the suction tip evades that pronounced anterior canal wall, so I don't graze it, and I can get into that pocket. So at the moment, it's not curved, and I think the patient just felt it slightly at this stage because it's so close to the anterior canal wall, and I'm going to come out in a moment, I'm sure. There, I'm thinking I'm just making contact with it. So I've just come out and I've curved the suction tip just enough to come up, get around it. And it may not look a lot, but it's quite deceptive how much I remove in the end. Now, I've recommended this patient use some acetic acid spray to reacidify the ear. When you get water in the ear, it can increase the pH level, which makes it more susceptible to developing bacterial infection. So that was the bit. You can see there's a sheet of skin that came out. I think that was the majority, but there's still a little bit there embedded on the eardrum itself. Now the bits around the edges on the canal wall, that's going to dry up. It can be there all day. kind of trying to get every little fragment out. It's just want to get this bit off the eardrum because they could hear better, but they don't think it was 100% still. And this is what can happen when you sometimes try and take matters in your own hand. Typically, people use a cotton bud. I've had a few of those recently. You might have seen the videos. In fact, I had a procedure last week where a patient used Q-tips, cotton buds, and it snapped off in his ear. And he was aware of it, and he used the second one, and it pushed the original one right up against the eardrum. And surprisingly, it wasn't painful for them. They noticed that the hearing as well was a bit dull. But they developed tinnitus, and they've left it. And his wife said, "No, you've got to get it sorted." So they booked in. We managed to extract the 2 Q-tips cotton buds. So it should be on my YouTube channel and other platforms, that video. So the suction tube is curved to try to evade that anterior canal wall. And you just got to make sure the suction tip is not blocked, because if it is blocked, we're just going to be pushing this further against the eardrum. And managed just to get that out. The patient felt it. And it wasn't uncomfortable, but they felt it, something come off the eardrum. And I think I'm happy with that. I think the patient also got a bit dizzy at that stage. But yeah, it's just a bit of staining left. But that last bit we got off the eardrum, I was really happy with. So this is the same patient. This is their right ear, and similar problem. Now, in this side, fortunately for the patient, it wasn't jet washed up against the eardrum, but same thing. They've definitely used some carbon They couldn't remember what drops they used, but because of the colour of it, it's bleached. So definitely some hydrogen peroxide involvement here. Now on this side, the eardrum is fine, and actually the deeper realms of the ear canal looked quite healthy. It's just the middle section and the outer section. The skin was quite macerated. So again, they did use water here. You can see the skin, and that's what water can do. So what water does in the ear, not only does it wash away a natural thin veneer of wax that sometimes it's invisible to the naked eye, but it's such a thin layer and it protects the underlying skin. Because the wax is hydrophobic, it repels excessive water, so the underlying skin is protected. In the absence of that wax veneer that the water's bleached away, the underlying skin is now exposed, and the underlying skin is hydrophilic, so it absorbs the water, it overhydrates, and the skin cells then swell, expand and burst, and it breaks down the outer layer of skin, the epidermis layer of skin, so it macerates it. And that's exactly what's happened here. But we're just going to do a bit of mopping up. Patient could hear really, really well already. As much as some of this, as it's broken, so they're going to have to this has to naturally heal. The acetic acid would help, just to reacidify the ear. There's a little bit of skin at the top, and see, just trying to get a bit of it away. But this was their better ear. It's the left ear that was causing them the main symptoms. So again, so the skin is just, it's nothing's really going to happen. I can try and peel every little flake away, but it's just going to self-heal now. Patients fully aware of strict water precautions, but they were very grateful. So it was a journey well worth making, and they'll be able to hear Santa's sleigh bells now. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, and speak soon. Bye.